You're building the empire
and we'll help you protect it.
because even the most powerful women
Still have trust issues. Okay, welcome back to Trust
Yay.
Issues Podcast. Hey girl, you ready?
I am so ready. Oh my goodness, I'm ready.
Well, this is an exciting time. I'm so excited because
Yeah.
not only do I get to do this podcast with my sister, I get to bring in someone today that has been a sister and friend as well. So I'm just excited today, right?
Yeah, I think that's the best way
to.
to do it with energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to get through to folks. If we're excited about it, they're going to be excited about it, right?
Excited about too. So, welcome to Trust Issues, where money meets mindset, legal meets legacy, and power meets protection.
Amen.
I am one of your hosts, attorney Urenia Johnson for Ricks and Associates, and I have my sister here.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
This is Erica with EH Wealth Advisors, and I'm excited because we get to talk to a special guest today.
We do. We're excited about bringing on our special guest because I have met this wonderful lady, and she has been she's doing some great things, and we're going to talk about the great things that she's doing within the community and just abroad. She's just branching out.
Wow.
She's doing a whole lot, right?
I can't
and
wait.
So I
Yeah.
love being connected to people that are doing a whole lot because I do a whole
Yes,
lot, right?
listen. I want to say you the hardest working. I told you after that big event, I wake up. I'm like, oh, I get to rest on Saturday. I turn on my phone, and there you are.
And where was I? I was with her.
At her event. Yes, I'm like, oh my goodness, when do you sleep? But this is the thing I love about you, and I think this is the spirit that we need to have in the kingdom of God, and that is. You're always looking for an opportunity to network with someone.
Yes.
When you see someone who is excelling and doing something great, it's like, how can I support? And how can I connect with you?
Yes, and that's important because we are, the Bible talks about being helpers one to another. That spirit of helps and understanding that you can be a help and an asset to others. And that's what partnership does. It's allowing you to be a help to others. When you see people that God has given vision to and that you can partner with and come alongside with them because you see that they're making a great impact. And what can I do to help?
Definitely.
And then what can I do in order to help to advance the kingdom? And that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
right?
We are advancing the kingdom.
Yes.
So I know last time we've been talking more and more about Corporate Development Institute, talking more about the vision, and now we're in 2026. So it's going to be a great year.
It's going to be a great year, and I'm glad, Erica is taking on a more active role with Corporate Development Institute and being a part of our board. So I'm super excited about that, right? Because I not only do I get to do this podcast, but I get to share so many different things with you, Erica. So thank you, first of all, for accepting that. And then
you remember how we went out 2025?
Yes.
We were looking in the mirror at each other like, we gonna ride this. We gonna ride this ride. You gonna ride this
till
ride
the wheels
with me?
fall out.
Yeah, I'm riding with you, sister.
Yeah, we ride together. And another person that's been on this journey with us that I'm excited to introduce is Adelina Robinson. She is a community advocate.
All right.
She is she's a business owner as well as community advocate, and she has done some great things in the metropolitan Detroit area, and she's expanding and doing greater things in 2026.
Enlarge her territory.
Yes, the Lord is enlarging it. He's enlarging it. So I'm so excited. So if you all will welcome with me Adelina Robinson to Trust Issues Podcast. Welcome, Adelina.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, ma'am.
You guys are amazing. Like the energy in this room makes you just like hi.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yes. So we want to hear about you because one of the things that we do here on Trust Issues is we try to provide trusted advice, things that people can rely on, giving recommendations that people can look to and know that we have vetted, we have kind of looked into, and based on our experiences that we have had over the years, we would like to bring those people to the forefront and let our audience and if you're not a part of our audience, please subscribe to our channel, Trust Issues. Put that in there, right?
Follow,
continue to
like,
follow, subscribe, because we're doing some great things in 2026. But you're doing some great things around the metropolitan Detroit area and beyond. So I just want you to tell us a little bit about one of your companies is called Purpose Hands. It's your nonprofit arm, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start Purpose Hands.
So what started as something as just helping families at my daycare. So I own a daycare, and families were coming in and, they didn't have coats for their kids in the winter, or they didn't have diapers. You have to bring a box of diapers to the daycare because we go through a diaper, half a pack in a day. So they didn't have diapers. And I was like, this is becoming an issue. And I'm a person that I'm about doing it. I'm not a person that's going to say, oh, somebody else can handle it. No. If you don't vote, you don't have a say. Okay, that's my thing. If if you're not about doing something about it, don't complain about it.
Yeah.
Do something about it. So because that happened and I was seeing that, I said I need to do something. So I started, giving parents stuff and doing stuff, and then come to find out you can't just hand people stuff without some form of legal binding contract to it, or some kind of way of making it where they can't get in trouble, or I can't get in trouble.
Really?
With the company.
So the legal part of it. Yes. We love to hear yes. So the law does
get up to that microphone.
To give you some protection, right? You need some legal protection, right?
So you have to have legal protection in the sense of donating and giving and helping people, because I can give you some clothes okay, that's up to you. But if I give you food and you get sick, then you can come back after me.
Yeah.
So, but if it's a nonprofit, you take on the person comes in and knows they're taking that liability on.
Okay.
Then it kind of takes away from me being sued or my company being sued. And I said, well, how am I going to give these kids? I have kids that sometimes, I send food home with them.
Yeah.
Or I send stuff to different places and stuff. And how do I do this without causing any harm to my financial side, or to my staff, or to my family? And that's why I looked into it. And someone was like, well, have you ever thought about a nonprofit? And I'm like, me? A nonprofit? What do I need a nonprofit for? And they're like, well, nonprofit keeps you protected. And so that's how Purpose Hands came about. Being able to give and help people, but also still protect everyone involved. My parents, my staff, and my family. So Purpose Hands came about 3 years ago, 2022, and I got it off the floor very slowly, like everything. And then someone came to me and said, "We really need this. We really need you to." Put your foot in this, get this done.
Yeah.
So, and so I was like, okay, what do we need to do? And I did my very first event with Wayne Wesleyan community.
Okay.
And we had a dinner and a banquet, and people came out and they donated, and we raised money, and we were able to help some families. And I was like, oh, okay, this is how we do this. And I was learning all of it. And so my families came out, and I'm a person, I like my fruit to show.
Yeah.
I don't need to speak. My fruit will speak for me.
All
so
right.
I had my people there speaking for me. And they were like, well, why are you not speaking? I said, because they can tell you better than I can.
And when you say your people, you're talking about all the families
and,
that giving their testimonies about the support.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
They get up there and they talk about, what they received, and if it's a hug or a prayer or diapers or food or clothes, coats or shoes, whatever they need, and they know that if they come to Mensati is going to be like, go get my baby what they need. And so I had to realize, okay, now how do I expand this? How do I make this where not only do my kids get it, but all the daycares get it, and all the community get it? That's where we're moving to, where it's not just a one thing. It's a one-stop shop for everybody to come and be a part of and see. But how do we get this to the community?
Yeah.
So that if the apartment complex behind me said to me, there's some families over here that need something. Well, we're available.
Okay.
Even though we're a daycare, we're still available. We have a whole basement full of stuff for you. You can come, you can sign in, you can do what you need to do to get help. And we want to move to the point where, not only is it food, but if they need help with bills, that's where you come in with the CDI. So those things, just bringing everything together where a parent and a family can get everything they need. And that's what Purpose Hands is about, is meeting those kids and the parents, because you can't do one without the other.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell my parents, I said, I've been a parent that needed help. I've been a parent that's been at a banquet house, banquet places and pantry houses getting food, and I know how it feels to need help.
Yeah.
And I said, it's okay to ask for help. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Your babies can. They're not going to refuse to take what I give them.
They not.
So no. There's no pride.
There's no pride with the babies. Yeah.
You have to tell them, stop begging.
Right. Because they get like, okay, well, we need it.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
They tell the truth. And that's a lot of times that's the thing about it. Sometimes we live in a society where sometimes we live in shame or things, and that could be a barrier. Shame could be a barrier.
As a trick of the enemy.
Yes, it definitely is. But it's also like where you feel where it doesn't make you you don't feel validated, or you feel like you failed and things of that nature. And so that's where corporate development is tries to come in and tries to help the parents to understand that we're here to help, and there's no embarrassment, there's no judgment zone, there's no area where you could feel like you are ashamed to receive the resources that we are trying to partner with Purpose Hands to offer, because we know that even if the kid says they want something, if the parent says no, that kid is not going to get it.
Yeah, they're not going to get it. And I think that is the thing that we have to overcome, because no matter what level you are on, we all need help. We have we're human beings. We have limited capacity. You don't have, you have limited time and day, limited things that you can do. You're going to need help. And the reason I say it's a trick of the enemy, because we think that the more we just rely on ourselves, that's what makes us so great and successful. No, the Bible says that by wise advice, by many counselors do we succeed, right? And so that's why I think when I meet people and they aren't all that help that's out there, and they aren't taking advantage of the help that's available.
And like I tell my parents, I said, you're saying you're not taking help because it's hurting your pride, but let me ask you something. Did you even know? I said, so you're getting upset or hurt by something you didn't even know.
Right.
I said, let me help you learn it. Now, once you learn it and you don't do it, that's on you.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
But you didn't even know that it was there. You didn't even know that your child came to school and that he outgrew his shoes and he running around here hurting, and you didn't even pay attention that week. And it happens with, that. Tomorrow,
tomorrow they can't wear them.
I got 6 weeks to 12 years old. I mean, my babies grow fast. Okay.
Yeah.
And then one day they may like asparagus, and they eat vegetables a lot at my daycare. Yeah. So they may like it, and the next day they be like, I'm not eating that stuff. I'm on some chicken nuggets. So it's not on you. It's you learning what your kids need, and you trust me. So trust me to say, hey, I saw this for your baby. They need this. So look at it as if I was your mom or if I was your sister and I gave it to you, you wouldn't have a problem with it. Yeah. So why wouldn't you want to receive? I said, you're going to miss your blessing just because your pride in a way.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I don't know. It's not a slap to you or down put to you. It's a
you're my partner. You're my partner helping me. Right. It's your job to know, just like it's my job as a parent to know.
Yeah. It takes a village.
Yes.
So I have this sign on my...
Yes, you are the village. Yes.
I have this sign in my daycare, and it says on there, it's a village to raise one child. That's one. I said, you are part of our village. And I said, I tell my kids and I tell my people, find your people and find your village. Because without them, a man that stands by himself, he'll fall. He don't have nothing. Yeah. I said, but your village is there to help you. And I said, you trust me with the most precious thing you have in this world. Why wouldn't you trust me to take care of them just like I take care of you? Amen. So, Purpose Hands.
That's a great
Oh, I love the name too.
Yes, Purpose Hands. Yes.
Well, purpose is in everything.
You do. Yeah.
Like kids'
purpose. Yes.
And my orphanage that's coming, it's going to be with purpose. And so everything I tell people, and this is my little joke: be about your purpose, so I can be about mine, and we can help each other.
We can help each other.
I
love it.
I love it. Great.
You're doing great exploits.
You are.
You're doing great
exploits.
That's
you
good.
are.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we're trying to do with our partnership with Corporate Development Institute is try to eliminate some of the barriers that the parents face, right?
Correct.
And we have partnered in 2026 in order to provide some key financial as well as legal services, as well as just some life application things that families would need.
Yes.
And I'm so excited because Erica is a part of that.
Yes.
We have some other legal professionals that's going to be a part of that, as well as just providing those resources so that way we can eliminate, like I said, some of those barriers that you saw that the parents were facing. So tell me a little bit about what did you see the needs that the parents were coming in that they may have needed from the daycare that we're looking to provide.
So the thing about it is, parents, some of my parents, and I won't say all, but some of my parents, they don't know how to budget to go from week to week, or how to handle certain things when it comes up. Like, what is an emergency? Okay. And like, okay, I got an emergency, but my finances don't meet my emergency. They don't know that. Yeah. They don't realize that you need to have money set aside for that emergency. So they can't do it. They're struggling. They can't pay the daycare bill, and they can't pay for diapers, and they're struggling. I'm like, do you have a budget? Well, yeah, and they write something on a piece of paper. That's not a budget. That's just your bills you read out. Do you have a budget? Like, there's a difference.
But helping them to understand just key concepts that I think sometimes we take for granted.
Right.
That people know.
I remember just the first exposure. I remember living in the time where life was an emergency, like just life, right?
That's just right now.
Like the term, life is life, then, right?
Life was an emergency because you got kids, bills, and where was the class or the training or the whatever, I don't know, to help me. Yeah. So life just happening was an emergency, and you look up and say, this can't be it.
Right. Look, when they had me and my daughter, I was like, is there a manual with this?
Right.
Yes.
And that's
literally, yes.
And that's just
parents,
life.
We do know there is no manual, but then the expectation is there for you to know.
Correct. And the thing is I tell people, if you the most, and I hate to use this word, but forgive me, the most dumbest thing you could do is not ask. I said, because there is no stupid question. I said, because you asking will help someone else. Because somebody else is thinking what you're thinking, but just scared to say it. So say it. I mean, what's the worst they're going to say? No? Okay. Or why did you ask that?
I think that's wisdom.
Yes.
That's wisdom. To know that you don't know. To know that you don't know you don't know.
I could raise my hand on that one.
Right.
You don't know. So your constant position or disposition in life is asking.
Yes.
What you got? What you doing? What you want to tell me?
Yeah, exactly. What you got to tell me?
Yes.
Right.
What you want to teach me? What can I learn from you?
Bingo. Learning is growth, and not learning is failure. I tell people failure is not you losing everything. That's not failure. Failure is you not learning from that loss.
Yes.
You learning to ask those questions, learning to go to companies like CDI and say, hey, I need to know how to do a budget. I need to know how to write a check. I need to know how to retire. I mean, that's me. I need to know how to do a 401k, anything, or trust, anything that I need. Do you have that information? What is it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some of the things I've learned just in the last year being with CDI, I didn't even know. And I'm like, okay, if I didn't know, I'm sure some other people didn't know. So I go to other people, I'm like, did you know this? Did you know this? And they're like, yeah, I knew that. I said, well, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
And they were like, well, no. I said, look, I'm not the one. I want to know. Tell me. Treat me like a 2-year-old. I want to learn everything. And I tell my parents that. And they're like, well, Miss Robinson or Miss Addie, you got everything together. You know. I said, no, honey. I'm the first one to tell you I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And I'm forever going to be learning. So take the resources. And when we did the function on December 6th.
Yes, it was great. Just meeting the parents.
How many parents did you have there?
We had 29
We had 29 parents.
Okay.
And it was just great just to everybody, and then everybody was open to. We just did the sign up, and everybody was just open to the sign up, and we just told them we're just about to do life with you. We're just going to talk with you about basic things. We're going to just really just figure out how we can assist you where you're at.
Yeah, and that's so wonderful because it's needed. It's if it's not if it wasn't provided, people wouldn't know that it's missing. Right. And I'm trying to think back through my life, and there was a lady that came to the local community center, and she just took us off in a corner and said, "Hey, y'all want to learn how to crochet? Y'all want to learn how?" And then we would go on. She would take us on trips, and she took us to Alternative for Girls, just expose us to young ladies who were living on the street, who had been put out of their homes, and what programs were available for folks out there, and just exposed us to some things that we probably never would have had, knowledge of, as we were just like, I think I was a teenager, a preteen or something like that.
Right.
And it was just someone taking an interest in your well-being.
Correct.
In addition to your parents.
Right.
This was the hangout crew, right? So when you're out there, and so I think it's just great, because if you what would you say was the age range of the people, not in addition to the parents and the children who attended?
So our youngest parent is 18 that was there. Mm-hmm. And our oldest parent, I think, was grandparents that basically are like foster kids to their grandkids.
Yeah.
And they were like, I want to say anywhere in their 40s, 50s. Mm-hmm. So it's a variety of age.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they came to me and like, oh, yeah, I'm really interested in that, learning some more about that. And the younger and the older came. It wasn't like, like
and that's good.
Yeah, like it wasn't like they didn't even know about the program for Purpose Hands and stuff until 2 weeks before we sent it out to them, because we wanted them to be surprised that, hey, we're putting this together for y'all only. It's only for our daycare. It was only for our people and our kids, and we wanted to see how it would impact them. And they came back and like, oh, that was so nice. And I'm like, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I had a great time with them, and they enjoyed. They read the pamphlets and the CDI things, and they were coming back and asking me questions. And I said, I am so sorry, I'm not the one that asked that question.
Well, we're following up, because and that's the reason why we're doing like the kickoff, and we're doing the opening day. So we just want to, because our whole goal is not to just provide just a standard program. We really want to get to know who we're working with. What is your story? And what can we do so we can meet you at the point of your needs? And that's important, because instead of just being an overall organization, okay, this is what we do, and you just got to know. We need to figure out exactly how we can impact and give you the information that you need in order to help you to excel. In whatever area that is.
Correct. And I tell, from my babies to my staff, to my parents, I said, with me, there is growth only. Either you growing and being a baby and walking, you growing in education, I have my staff going to school, or you growing as parents, being better for your kids and for yourself. I said, I want to see you 10 times better than you were last year than for this year. I want to see growth, and that's what we're about, is growing. And growing means that we all have to help each other. It's not we're not individuals, we're not separated. Mm-hmm. We're here together and helping each other.
That's the only way you grow.
That's the only way you grow. And I said, so don't be afraid to come and ask us that. I said, and what you learn, you never know. That may be your purpose. You never know. You be good in financing.
And helping you. Yeah.
Right. Or you may be good in something else. I said, so we need to grow it. So in July, when I do the grand opening in Detroit, I want to make this big for them to see that it's not going to just be in Westland or in one location. We want this to be the norm.
So tell us about what because you do have another location that's scheduled to open in 2026.
Oh, congratulations.
So tell us a little bit about that and what your vision is for that.
So in July, hopefully with Lord's help and my mouth to God's ears, we will be opening the second location of Kids Purpose Daycare in Detroit with Purpose Hands included. It's supposed to be where, a 24-hour daycare with all the services and everything that the parents need for care, but also with Purpose Hands included where they can get diapers, clothes, food, and everything like that. Where hopefully everything works out. My vision is to have Michigan Works next door, where we can have a community where you can come here and get everything you need, from education, from financial literacy to clothes, food, and your children and you are safe. And you can get a job. So we support each other and help each other. That is my vision and dream for Purpose Hands and Kids Purpose, is that it's a wraparound service that a parent and
holistic approach,
and showing them that it's not me. It's not Adelina. I have nothing to do with it. This is God just using me as a tool. It's us coming together and showing the community and showing everyone that this purpose is for all of us. We all come together to do this, to make a reason for everybody's needs to be met. We need to break the cycle.
July 2026?
Yes.
This year, yes.
And what location?
Right, right. We're going to be there, right?
You know you're going to be there.
Yes.
It's in Puritan and Livernois is the area. We should have everything. The grand opening will be in July. We plan on having Motor City Match there. Quite a few people for the grand opening, and for me,
we will be there,
and you will be there.
We will be there,
and my parents will be there. Listen. I'm a person. I want people to see who we're impacting and who we're helping, and my parents helped me because them blessing me to say that you trust me. You trust me with something that that
so precious,
precious that God gave us, and I appreciate that. But then you also trust me to help you meet a need. We need to stop the cycle of our children and our communities saying that we can't help each other, and we need to stop that cycle of them not learning and growing. That's something that I'm like, no, we can stand together and we can grow together. I don't care where you come from. We all can do the same thing. If I can do it, you can do it. God is not a favor of people. We are all one in his eyes. So we can do it. We can grow to that.
Yes.
And so I want people to see that I don't care where you come from or what you know. You could be a lawyer. You could be a janitor. You could be a president.
Whatever.
Whatever. You could be whatever you want to be. We're all equal. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. We're all equal. It's helping each other in that purpose of saying, are you giving back in what you have? CDI is giving back to show parents that, hey, you can be the next millionaire. You can be the next person that do a business. You can be the next whatever it may be. But you have to have knowledge, because without knowledge, you fail. You don't know that you don't know.
Yeah,
so I think before we go today, I want to give you an opportunity to make sure that you tell us what's I know you have the new location coming in 2026, but you're going to be doing some workshops, some activities and things. What do you have on tap for the year?
So this year, CDI and Purpose Hands plan on doing monthly meetings with our parents and teaching classes and, just having different programs to teach them as far as letting them know, how to do things financially, and then also how they can receive product from the Purpose Hands as far as food and clothes and diapers. So every month they'll get those emails and those texts and saying, hey, come out to this class, or hey, come out to Zoom, and when you do, when you do that, we give you this stuff from Kids Purpose, from Purpose Hands, that can help you so that they can grow. And I'm praying that by the end of this year, that the families that I have now, that there won't be no illiteracy in their finances, that they'll understand how to make it grow. And not to say that they can never come back to Purpose Hands. I want them to be able to say, thank you for the help for Pepper's Hands, but I don't need it anymore. I'm good. Let the next person get it. And they can be able to move on.
Yeah.
And that it can keep flowing.
Or even do a graduation where we take them to if they're ready for the next step.
I was just going to say, there's always that next level. And then the alumni, they come back and they tell the story, they give the testimonies, but they're also letting people know the importance of, look, you need to take advantage of this because it helped me. Because you're going to look at it later and say, yeah, you look like you get it all together, but this is how I got it together. I had to start somewhere.
They're the testimonials. They are really going to be the testimonials of what of the impact. And then also, like you said, they're going to be able to help, and they're going to be a part of the village. Because they'll be able to help somebody else with just what they did and how they were able to partner with us. And we're just going to take them on the journey, and we're going to continue on and go from level to level.
Yes. Yeah, and it's always another level.
I'm praying that this year that we solidify our plans for CDI and Purpose Hands, and that it grows, that we don't only just meet our little community, but that we are recognized everywhere here in Michigan.
So that we can say, blow up. It's great.
It's
a great resource.
That we can say, hey, just use our blueprint, take it over there, and use our blueprint, take it over there, and that's a franchise. Here it is, like people need to know.
Speak it, speak the franchise.
Teaching that and having parents and people connect with it.
Great. Look, I see it.
Yes.
I would love that for you, because if you're doing something that can help families everywhere, just like Jesus said, I got to go because I can't be everywhere. I got to go so the Holy Spirit can come and be everywhere at one time. Right. But before we go, tell the folks where they can find you, how to contact you, where can we find your information?
So I'm right now in Westland, and our address there is 35270 Natkin Boulevard. It's right behind the Best Buy. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
And the telephone number that you can call is 248-632-6258. And you can call and talk to Delonda, which is, I say she's the boss. I love her dearly. I couldn't be where I am without her, so I'm sending my shout out to her. But you can reach out to her, and she will give you the calendar that me and Urenia put together for this year, and you can come a part of the classes and stuff like that. You can call also. You can email purposehands01@gmail.com and reach out to us and say, hey, I need some help. What resources do you have? Can you help me with DHS? Can you help me with financing? Whatever it is that you need, we pull together with organizations to get that information for you. Like I said before, we're a one-stop shop where we try to make sure not only our kids, but the community needs are met. So you can reach us at any of those spots, and the new location will be open in July, and we'll give that information when it comes about.
Amen.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that you came to join us. Will you come back and see us?
Yes, definitely.
We're gonna talk about the closer it gets to the event. Maybe we will even just do another follow up and just kind of talk about the other organizations that are on board and just talk about just how we're all coming together. So would you come back?
Definitely, I would love to.
All right.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Definitely. So thank you for joining us for Trust Issues. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe to our channel, because we're trying to be the goal. We're trying to get more subscribers. Come along the journey with us. We're going to have more organizations come on that are partnering with us, and just talking about the things that you need to know about money, about finances, and even from a legal perspective, what you need to know. So I'm signing off. This is Urenia Ricks Johnson from Ricks and Associates
and Erica Hall, and thank you for tuning in to Trust Issues.